Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K. Fings.
We're back, man. Episode 248.
Yes, sir.
Let's get right into it.
Right into it.
All right. California. California has a flavored tobacco ban, and let's go into it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ending the sale of flavored tobacco products. Okay. The tobacco industry has a long history of targeting kids with flavored products, and the evidence is clear that the flavors play a key role in youth initiation and discontinued use of tobacco products. Flavors improve the taste and mask the harshness of the tobacco products, making it easier for kids to try these products and ultimately become addicted. All right, the youth e-cigarette epidemic. Flavored products, especially Juul, have fueled the youth e-cigarette epidemic, which is addicting a generation of kids and threatens to reverse the decades-long progress our nation has made to reduce youth tobacco use. I mean, dog, we haven't made any real strides. Get the fuck out of here. There's no way.
Yeah, this ain't even news.
All right, and here's another thing here. Menthol cigarettes target youth, African Americans. There's also more than enough evidence to end the sale of menthol cigarettes. Menthol cools and numbs the throat and reduces the harshness of tobacco smoke, making menthol cigarettes more appealing to kids who are starting to smoke. Over half the youth smokers use menthol cigarettes, a comprehensive FDA scientific analysis issued in 2013. Dog. Man, if you smoke cigarettes, you just smoke them. I don't think they target black people.
And you also already smoked it. I never knew that. I never knew the menthols was cool in my throat because you know why? Because I ain't never smoked a cigarette.
I ain't never smoked it. I hate that victim mentality.
Yeah.
It's like if you smoke cigarettes, you just smoke cigarettes. Nobody is putting cigarettes in black people's mouths like, you fucking take that cigarette, you black bastard.
Yeah. I don't like that black statistic.
Nah, like we feel bad for the blacks, so let's add them into stop throwing us in that shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a bunch of black people that smoke Newports. You know what I call Newports? Upside down Nike sign. That's literally that sign. It's Nike, bro, but it's flipped upside down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a branded cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, man. Yeah,
the Nike cigs.
Yeah, but
I think that's how they was selling cigarettes at first.
What do you mean? Like,
nigga, you might got Jordans, but nigga, I got Nike cigarettes.
Yeah, I don't know what you're going to do. You ain't going to jump higher. That's what goddamn shit. And here it says here, too, in the 1950s, less than 10% of black smokers used menthol cigarettes. Today, about 85% of black smokers smoke menthols. Today, tobacco remains. I think that's by choice, though. I think they're like, nigga, this shit smooth.
It's just like niggas drink Hennessy. It's not. Right. They're not drinking Hennessy because it's better for you or it feels better going down than the other. It's just a cultural thing.
This is a cultural thing.
Yeah.
And Newports have been very popular in the black community.
And they cheap, too, because my dad just posted a thing on Facebook. It's like, it didn't make no sense, but I think what he was trying to say is they got cigarettes in Texas that's a little bit cheaper. So if y'all want some in California, hit me up and I can send you a box.
I don't think you want to market selling cigarettes illegally. Come on, Keith Senior. Yeah, but I'll say this. This is common knowledge. Like back in the day, we had Joe Camel, right? Mm-hmm. And Joe Camel was basically a cartoon camel. And
I had hit the mic.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, but Joe Camel, if anybody's old enough to remember, Joe Camel was like a smooth dude. He always had a fucking tuxedo on, or he was like, he had a basketball and he was playing a sport. Like he was just the coolest motherfucker ever.
Some people, but not me, would say he looked like Jay-Z a little bit.
Oh yeah, he definitely favored Jay. Just like, yo, that was me. I was smoking. Yeah. Forgive me, folks.
I was smoking.
Yeah, forgive me, folks. I'm definitely under the weather, but we gonna keep this thing going.
Too many menthols.
Yeah, we got to get it going, man. I definitely got some type of cold or something, but we gotta come, man. Like I won't get off topic, huh?
I'm coming.
I'm finna bust. Nah, I tell people, man, you really shouldn't be taking breaks until you make it. Everyone's different, but for me, I feel like we're making strides and we're starting to get more notoriety as of late. Sure. And it came from fucking 5 years of work. In April, it'll be 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
It'll be 5 years in April, and we've been releasing every week since then.
Yeah.
So it's like we haven't made any excuses. We just want to do this because this is ultimately what we're going to be doing for money. And we plan on making a lot of fucking money doing this shit.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And with your support and you telling the word of mouth, we gonna get this shit cracking for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. But these
hit the tie bucket too. You know, the ATMPOD Cash App.
Oh yeah, the Cash App. Yeah, it should be in. I don't know if we still have it in the link. Do we? Okay,
It's still in there. Yeah.
Yeah, if you would like to make a donation, we not on here begging niggas for donations. Like, hey man, please give us. But if you give us a donation to ATM Pod, we greatly appreciate it. You know, if you feel right, if you feel we've earned a donation, do it. But I'm not the type of dude to be like, hey man, drop a donation. Nah, bro, I know people got bills. They got real life shit going on. So whatever y'all give, we appreciate it because we understand the true landscape of America.
Yeah, and it's a holiday season too.
Yeah, a lot of motherfuckers tapped out. So we not be like, man, y'all ain't gave us a donation in a minute. Like, no, we not doing that.
And shout out to the people that have donated.
100%. What we gonna do is y'all give a donation. We gonna put y'all. We gonna say y'all name on here. And tell you thank you. We want
to send you some merch too.
100%. We got this hat that I have on is a part of the merch line. You know, these are some good fucking hats. But yeah, anyways, this is well known, man. This whole targeting thing. Joe Camel to me was the original guy that was driving people to smoke because he was so cool. You seen Camel outside of every store, and I remember seeing it in the early '90s, even in the '80s. And I always wonder, who is this motherfucker? Why is he so cool? And he always had a cigarette in his mouth. And it wasn't me, but I remember a lot of kids who were my age, and they used to get those toy cigarettes. Remember? The toy cigarettes that had powder and like you would smoke
cool.
it. Huh?
They were really cool.
Yeah, if you smoked them, like it was cold almost. But the thing about it is, that's just the prequel to cigarettes.
Yeah.
The people, I guarantee you, if you trace back all the, everything to that candy cigarette, it's probably a big tobacco company that came out with that candy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think that this is like pointless. Like I don't even know why this is news. Yeah. I don't know why they even passed like a slight version of it. Like they think they think that they're going to save kids because of removing the flavors. But like we were saying before, like you gotta smoke cigarettes to even taste the flavor. Like, so you already 90% to addiction by taking the first puff, and that's when you experience the flavors. I don't think that kids are, just sitting around or watching commercials or scrolling through, social media and seeing ads for like flavored tobacco, and they're like, oh my gosh. You just already had the desire to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, there was even Brand Idiot, shout out to them. They had an ad, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I'd do that. It was the one called My Blue. It was like a vape.
Yeah, it was like a cooling feature. Or
right,
like right.
It's like go to myblue.com. I'm thinking like I just wouldn't want to promote. Like me personally, if it was a beer, I could promote that because I drink here and there. But I'm more of the drink responsibly type of guy. Have a few beers. But I'm not the guy that's a drunk. And Keith doesn't drink, so if we do that ad, it would have to be me saying it because it'd be kind of disingenuous for Keith to hop on. But if it's a bag behind it, send it this way. It's a bag.
I might be a drinker if it's a bag behind it.
I heard that. Keith be like, I'll be getting fucked up every night. Try Bud Light, Natural Light, and Coors Light. Use the discount code Trucker69 for a 50% discount on Coors Light.
Remember you used to drink them Bud Light Platinum?
Bro, they used to fuck me up. I had a come to Jesus moment one day, and I was like, I gotta stop drinking these. This gotta stop.
Used to knock the mugs back.
They was what I would do was put them in the freezer for a little bit, and I'd take them out, and it was just the bite on it was just, oh man, it was good. It was good. You drink, I would get buzzed off too because I wasn't no big drinker. I'd take 2 of them, get a little buzz, and like go to sleep. Now I got beer, but it's been in my refrigerator for a while because I don't really drink like that.
When the last time you had a Bud Light Platinum?
Oh man, years.
No,
false. I had one about a little over a few months ago. After my dad passed, I went to a family reunion and I had a Bud Platinum over there. But yeah, that's the last time I had it. Oh, and here's another statistic at the end. Kids aren't just experimenting with e-cigarettes. Many are using these products most days or every day. A sure sign they're becoming addicted. Over 46% of high school e-cigarette users are vaping in at least 20 days a month, and 30% are daily users. In total, 700,000 middle and high school students are vaping every day. Goddamn, middle school. Flavored products are driving this epidemic. In fact, 85% of youth e-cigarette users use flavored products. In the past few years, kids have shifted dramatically to disposable and menthol e-cigarettes, 2 categories of products that were left on the market under current federal restrictions. These shifts show that the only way to end this crisis is to eliminate all flavored e-cigarettes. People are still gonna find a way to get that shit.
They didn't really say if there's an increase in number. They just said that 75% of kids are using these e-cigarettes, flavor cigarettes, or whatever.
Yeah.
I would just be curious to know if there's an increase in teenagers using cigarettes because of the e-flavor. Because what they you could kind of manipulate statistics a little bit.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, and make it seem as though something is more popular than it really is.
Yes. I mean, but it's kind of, for me, it's selective morality, because they ain't taking these cheeseburgers away. Cheeseburgers killing motherfuckers every day. You ain't hitting up Carl's Jr., McDonald's, Wendy's. You ain't hitting up none of them.
Yeah, I ain't take the flavor out of the cheeseburger.
The only thing they have done, I stand corrected. The only thing they have done is take away the supersize from McDonald's.
Yeah.
That shit was ridiculous. I don't know. Do you remember the supersize? Mm-hmm. God damn. Like, the supersize from McDonald's is like, I'm a big guy. I can knock down a full size, but I might get incapacitated, bro. That's how much fucking fries is in that shit.
A large will have me like on tilt. Like, I'd be full. So
but
I can imagine
that supersize is like 2 larges. Mm-hmm. And it came in this big old fucking, like a big old fry sack. And it always had those Monopoly pull-offs on them. Mm-hmm. And I was like, God damn, these motherfuckers is really, they really doing it over here.
Yeah.
But they also used to sell what was called a bucket of fries. You remember that? Mm-mm. It would be like a cup, but it'd be like a little bigger cup, and it would have a bunch of fries in it.
At McDonald's?
McDonald's used to sell, they called it a bucket of fries.
Bucket of fries. That's probably what's fire.
Yeah, man.
The thing about it, like, it's some fat ass people out there that would just get the supersize me. Mm-hmm. But then it was like also could be used as like a family meal. Like I know for sure, like my mom might, back in the day, she might buy like a Big Mac and then slice it in half, and then like you get this half, and y'all bust the fries down.
Man, I ain't never split a Big Mac down the middle with nobody.
Really?
Hell no.
Me too big for that.
Yeah, I knock Big Macs down. I be eating Big Macs from the back. What? Like, there's lettuce. Oh shit. All that Thousand Island shooting out the other side and shit. Yeah. I be doing foreplay like a motherfucker with that Big Mac.
Oh, that's crazy.
You take a little bit of that grease and just play with yourself. Remember, what did you say?
Around in your belly button.
Yo, what did you say that day that I think you was in L.A. and you seen a homeless dude and this nigga was sweating? He was using his sweat to jack off on the sidewalk.
When I was working on So You Think You Can Dance, we used to have to go to so there's a CBS studio where the actual show is, like, the live show takes place. That's where they do American Idol and a bunch of different like live TV shows like that,
right.
The contest type of TV shows.
Uh-huh.
And then there was a dance studio, which was like maybe like 10, 15 minutes away, that we would take we would drive over there and take the kids. And, it would be the parents and, sometimes we would, the PAs, I was a PA, you would have to drive over there and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it would always be like weird stuff in the thing, whether it was like doo-doo splattered everywhere or pee and stuff like that. But one day I pulled up and everybody was kind of like acting weird, like, just like not really like making eye contact and just kind of whispering and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then somebody might have like gave me a little head nod and I was like, dude, and I just
it.
looked over in the distance and it was a white man just jacking off.
Using his sweat as lube.
And that nigga was just using this like sweat.
This nigga was doing a summertime jack. Crazy, yo.
That's wild.
I remember I was making a left-hand turn on Stein, right? Because you know how California turns into Stein. Mm-hmm. And I made that left, and some dude was literally standing on the corner by the bus stop with his dick out, just peeing. He just standing out there peeing. And I'm like, you know what? These people are not from Bakersfield. Our homeless don't act like this. This is just immoral. Like,
where they from?
These motherfuckers from L.A. for sure.
Yeah.
Because the L.A. homeless, bro, that shit is like third world country shit, bro.
Yeah.
When me and Keith went out out there for a comedy show for Andrew Schultz at the Orpheum Theater, beforehand we went to go get some plain hats for the merch. Mm-hmm. And we seen a dude sleep in a box, and his feet was black, like it looked like oil was on his feet.
Yeah.
But his pants was pulled down, the naked ass was out.
Crack was out.
It was fucking crazy. And then it was a big old piece of shit with in between two pieces of Wonder Bread.
It was a doo-doo sandwich.
When you said, "Oh, that nigga, that's a doo-doo sandwich," I was like, "Oh, Keith, you funny." And then I looked, and it was a dookie sandwich. It was a big old piece of shit inside of a bread. I ain't never seen I don't know if the dude wiped his ass with the bread, but it was a big ass turd in between the fucking white bread. And it was in front of the police department. Yo, look here, bro. I'm gonna say this. I feel sorry for those cops. Here's why. When we was walking by there, it was a cop arguing with a homeless dude saying, "No, we're not gonna arrest you. Just leave." He's like, "Take me to jail. Take me to jail." And the cop was like, "Oh my fucking God."
Yeah.
Because the homeless dude just probably wanted a place to lay down.
Man.
You know, but the cop was like, "What the fuck, man?"
A decent meal or something like that.
Yeah, the homeless problem is so wild that they are literally homeless. And it was somebody else taking a shit. Like we was walking down the street and it smells like, it's this pungent smell, like urine and shit.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know what else, just unclean bodies, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skid Row in LA ain't no joke.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
And ain't nothing they can do about it.
Nah, not at all, man. And the gentrification is kind of hilarious. Because you'll be seeing people shitting on the sidewalk and you keep going down that street about 2.5 miles, all of a sudden you see Starbucks.
Yeah.
And you see movie theaters and you see all of that. And you don't see as many homeless in those areas. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all by design. They need to keep the homeless over there.
Yeah. Which is crazy. It's just like, it's literally, walking distance.
Yeah.
And you see in these luxury apartments and stuff like that, people walking their poodles down the street and picking up the dog doo-doo and stuff like that.
Yeah. The date that it's gonna be banned, the cigarettes, the menthols and shit, I think it's the 21st of this month. This month is the last month that they're gonna be having these.
Man.
So it's like, yeah. I don't feel bad for motherfuckers that smoke. You shouldn't be smoking, man. But who am I? I don't want to be the moral police here, but I mean cigarettes don't help, They don't help. So it's like anything that's not helping you be a better person. Eventually you gotta learn to get rid of that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a bad habit.
Yeah. All right, switching gears. Twitch. Twitch was, let's see here. Twitch, Steven Twitch boss left at least one clue as to what his struggles were leading up to suicide. It came all in a note alluding challenges he faced in the past, TMZ has learned. Law enforcement sources tell us Twitch note left at the scene of his suicide was an ambiguous reference to his past challenges. It's unclear exactly what he was referring to in the note. We're told investigators have determined Twitch took an Uber from his home to the motel less than a mile from his home Monday morning and switched his phone to airplane mode so no one could reach or track him. TMZ broke the story. His wife, Allison Holker, was frantic and showed up at the LAPD location, saying Twitch has left home without notice and wasn't answering her calls. As was the first report, it was a motel staffer who discovered the popular DJ and host Tuesday inside his room, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. In addressing her husband's death, Allison said Stephen lit up every room he stepped into. He valued family, friends, and community above all else, and leaning with love and light was everything to him. Let me say this, bro. What we have to stop doing is looking at people's life and like deciding that they're whole. We have to stop looking at people's life and saying like, oh man, they got no problems. Like this dude was a popular DJ. He's a handsome guy. He was married. He had a beautiful family, and he took his life. So what does it all mean? We shouldn't be making any assumptions of what the fuck is going on in people's lives. And, a lot of people were mourning and sharing his stuff. And I think that's okay, especially if somebody you care about, you mourn them. Like when Kobe passed, I was sharing some stuff about Kobe, and I cried. Kobe went to the NBA when I was in 6th grade, and he retired in 2016, I believe. 2016, yeah. So all of my adult life, he was in the NBA. So I cried when he retired, and he got 60 points, and I cried when he died. So it does, you do feel it. But what I would say people need to do is you can share a celebrity's, situation, but your uncle, aunts, cousins, friends probably are on the brink of killing themselves and you haven't called them in like 2 months. Like we got to take care of the in-house stuff, man. There are some people that I've called numerous times and they've never called me back. And I'm like, fuck, I'm checking on you, know? I got some texts and I got a few calls when my father passed away. But after that, everybody goes back to their regular life. I felt like I've fared well with the situation. Sometimes I cry. Today I cried. I seen a video of Stephon Diggs giving a little boy some shoes, and his dad has just died. And that shit had me crying because Stephon Diggs' dad died too. So it's at any age, the death of a loved one is tough, you know?
Yeah.
But we have to stop like glamorizing people with these problems and not paying attention to what's in our own backyard. Because you got somebody in your life right now that needs a call or a visit from you. So I think you need to fix that.
Yeah. I think, if I'm not mistaken, on that same show that I worked on, I think Twitch, I think he was a guest host on there, if I'm not mistaken. And he was a person that nobody had anything bad to say. I would just say that when Jason Derulo was a host on there, and people just hated him. They hated his guts.
Jason Derulo. Wow.
But yeah, so he just, and you know, like, he was a person that people just like, he did a lot of like social media dancing and stuff with his wife, and people just loved him. Like, they didn't even know where he was from. They didn't know that he did the dance show and all that. They just loved him just because like the way he presented himself and him and his wife, the way they presented themselves online. Like, people just looked up to him. Like, he literally brought joy to people's lives just through his dancing and stuff like that. And it's just crazy. And I think, you know, you hit it right on the head. We don't know anybody's situation. And I don't even think that, you know, there's always these people like, you know, like, people are always fronting on social media, and, you know, they always make it seem like it's all glitz and glamour, but behind the scenes, it looks this way. It's not really for anybody's, it's not really anybody's job to just go in there and tell people that they're suicidal or they're battling depression. You know what I mean? But I just think the biggest thing is to, like you said, make sure you checking on people, man. And you just want to have a clear conscience when certain things happen, because if you are that person that is like got 4 or 5 missed calls from, you know, your friend, and they just been, you know, hitting you up and just trying to vent, trying to express themselves to you, trying to catch up with you, and you're too busy or whatever the case may be, you have to live with that regret for the rest of your
100%.
life. You know, when that person, you know, ends up taking their life. And that's happened so often, you know, especially in our community. A lot of times, like, we don't really see the signs. Like, we kind of think, we just take, we're very dismissive sometimes, you know. Yeah. Like, hey, you like, you know, especially dealing with, and I don't know the context of their relationship, but I know a lot of people, you know, their girlfriends, their wives or whatever, like, really be pushing people over the edge. Like, it could be the hardest person you know, like the hardest nigga from Country Boy Crip in Bakersfield, but he'll murder somebody, he'll shoot out a police officer, but the only person that can really get him unraveled is his baby moms. Or, you know, if his baby moms cheat on him, that's the only thing that'll get him unraveled. So it's just something about that dynamic in relationships, and not even, you ain't even got to be together, but ex-baby or ex-girlfriends, you know, ex-wives, all these different things. Those are the ones that really get people in a bunch. So I just think in moments like that, at a certain point in time, you got to get past it. Like, you can't live in that, you know, that ex-girlfriend, you know, for the rest of your life. But that first few weeks or whatever the case may be, sometimes you just got to pick up the phone and let people vent, man. You know, so I don't know. I just think that communication is a big thing, and sometimes we got to listen for, you know, listen for the unsaid, as they would say, you know, and really be there for our friends and family, and not I guess I would say not let these people die in vain, because it's like, I don't know, and it's weird too. I've never been in extremely close proximity to somebody that took their own life, but I guess I would just wonder, like, what were some of those conversations that were being dismissed? What were some of those opportunities to, you know, really try to dive into a person's experience that may have been dismissed, and you know, just like having to live with that.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Also, in response to Twitch passing, recently, Master P had posted, you know, giving his condolences to Twitch, and his son Romeo went in on him. He said, "Today was a boiling point. I seen a man avoid his own children's struggle with suicide and depression, but post another man whom passed today that he doesn't even know. Y'all idols be lost. Better stop following the blind. Watch when it's revealed, right? He was talking about his dad, Master P. And what I don't like about it is, I hate that played out, but I feel like Romeo has never crossed his father publicly. He has always been he spoke very highly of his dad. But I feel like Master P has been a little bit disingenuous with how he's responded. And he just was shitting on his son. And it ain't right. I'll go to what Master P wrote about him. This is what he said about his own son, which to me was a red flag. This new generation of kids need to stop blaming their parents for everything. How do you think they got to where they are without their parents making sacrifices for them? Mental illness is real, and so many families are tragically affected by it, especially when there is added trauma like death of a loved one. Social media is not the place for healing, yet you keep coming here, Master P. Son, I love you. Stop trying to get people to feel sorry for you, and let's come up with a solution. You can come talk to your father and your family like a man. You have kids too. No family is perfect, but together with God, we can heal and get through this. And I thought that was corny to keep on responding to it. And then his son responded in the comments. He said, "This was my last straw, Pops. Stop trying to play the victim. I loved you so much that I followed you blindly for 30 plus years. You know we've talked behind closed doors. You aren't the man who you paint to be, and why it is war because I refuse to follow your lead. You only want to protect your image, but the image isn't even real. And I don't need anyone to feel sorry for me, Pops. I'm truly a man of God. If you are really a man of God, then you will prevail in the end. Even when I share my truth, I've tried to keep things in-house. You are addicted to social media and unfortunately use this app as therapy. 3K plus posts," and he put like an I. Like, that's a lot of fucking posts.
That is a lot.
You know, and when the world find out about the finances outside of a gift or a car, I've never been paid for anything I've accomplished as Lil Romeo. Uncle C and Silk, no. You only pay outsiders rightfully so they'll speak good on your name. I'm at peace because I can now speak my truth and help others. Mom was right about your pride is everything. Damn. I just don't think that a son will come out and do that. And people say, well, you don't know what's going on. You should take his side. Look here, dog. I'm looking at what's going on. Like the way that you tried to slight your son, like this new generation, that's your fucking son. This new generation. You make your son sound like an entitled brat when in actuality, he has never said anything negative about you ever. Literally never. For a person to come out and do this, they have been withholding shit for years.
For Lil Romeo to sit up and act like them Munyatis look good,
oh my
all them
God,
years, and not say nothing, you gotta show him way more respect than this generation.
Master P's got some of the ugliest fucking shoes on the market. They call them Munyati. Look here, man, I got these Munyatis, and I'm releasing them. And then basically he was talking to Charlamagne like, I mean, I want to know if y'all really like it or not. And then Charlamagne was like, and I thought that was cool that Charlamagne didn't like kiss his ass.
Yeah.
You know, and then DJ Envy started kind of like being like, "Oh, that's good level right there. That's good level. That's a good product right there. I already know. Like you got this shipped in. It's a good product. I see it. Truth be told, those shoes are fucking ugly. I think we need people around us to keep it honest, because if you claim to love somebody or care about them, whatever, don't let them walk around with these ugly fucking shoes.
The Munyatis.
He was wearing them in the video when he talked about his son.
Yeah.
He's like, look here, man. I did everything for Romeo. And, you know, honestly, in 30 plus years, you know, if you mad, it's because you ain't did what you needed to do to get where you needed to be as a man. But that's not my problem. It's like, you sound real condescending right now. When you talk like that about somebody that you love, that has had the utmost respect about you, I'm believing that you are trying to uphold an image. And I started to look at Master P differently. Master P is a grandstander. He'll get on social media and be like, yo, y'all need to go ahead and put your money where your mouth is. If you want to get out there and be motivated and do this. And it's like, Diddy is one of those guys. Diddy strikes me as a person that will donate money to a school or something like that, you know, try to give a motivational speech and then screw over an artist. Like, that's the type of nigga Diddy is. He'll give you a fucked up deal, but he'll be on social media talking about, you got to grind and hustle. And it's like, shut the fuck up. I'm getting tired of these guys. Like, and I'll be honest when I say this. I'm getting tired of the Fat Joes, Master P's, and the P. Diddy's. And they got this very ran through message. Mm-hmm. It's like, bro, at some point, you're not even motivating people anymore. You're just saying, you're repeating, you're just oversaturating your platform with the same message. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, what's his name, E.T.?
Eric Thomas.
I love Eric Thomas. Mm-hmm. I love Eric Thomas. I think he's a great motivational speaker, probably the best in the world, right? Besides him and like Tony Robbins. But I follow him, but I don't really care what he has to say anymore.
Why is that?
Because it's so repetitive. Like at one point I was very motivated by it because I wasn't putting in the type of work that I needed to in my life. But once I start applying things, I'm like, I don't need to listen to Eric Thomas in order to motivate myself. I'm self-motivated. You know, me and Keith, self-motivated guys, is why we do what we do. You know, but I don't want to beat this over the head. However, I will say it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I think that I just hate when family matters play out on social media.
Yes.
You know? I just wish that these things could get resolved behind closed doors. And yeah, I don't know. Even, you know, I've had a situation personally where my cousin was putting screenshots on the internet and stuff like that.
Oh my God, that was so fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, it's like when I really looked at it, I was like, yo, this is embarrassing,
this
bro.
This is weird.
Like I was like, I'm not even famous, and I'm just looking at this like, damn, this would be.
Follow my cousin Keith for game, but I'm about to unfollow him. Mental illness ain't no joke, bro.
Yeah, I could only imagine, you know, if I was in Lil Romeo or Masterpiece situation, like having this play out online. It's embarrassing on both ends, you know what I mean? And I don't, you know, I'm not necessarily here to say who's right and who's wrong, but I just think that it's like the internet ain't gonna do nothing but either talk bad about you or use it as entertainment. You know, there's a couple people that may use it as a learning lesson. Like, dang, this is not good for both of them. But for the most part, y'all just a trending topic where people could just, you know, it's cooler talk. You know, it ain't nothing that is nothing I can say, nothing Eddie can say can do anything to aid or help that family dynamic. So I don't understand what the social media thing is about.
I think that what triggered Romeo is the fact that he was posting that stuff. And as I don't know what Romeo's experience is, but it's like if you feel that your father did a bad job in dealing with his daughter, your sister, and your sister ultimately took her life, and now he's posting, you know, somebody that died. It's like, hold on, motherfucker. I think we all reach a point in our lives where we hold our parents accountable. And we like as our mom or dad, we love them, but as a human being, we like, hey man, you are fucking full of shit. You are full of shit. You got to remember, your mom, dad, they're human beings, and sometimes they do things that are disingenuous. They do things that are fake, and I don't feel like there's a problem with telling them, hey, what the fuck are you doing? You know? But yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So my prayers go out to them, and I hope they rectify this problem. But you know, you don't downgrade your own kids just because you want to maintain your image. And then Fat Joe was in the comments like 100. Man, I don't really give a fuck what Fat Joe says, because Fat Joe, Fat Joe's homeboy, Big Pun, that passed away, Big Pun was beating the fuck out of his wife. There is surveillance video of Big Pun slapping his wife across the room. Mind you, this is an overweight man that couldn't even wipe his own ass. His wife was wiping his ass, but he was slapping her across the room, and he was beating her before he died, right? And Big Pun's son was like, man, fuck my dad. He was beating my mom. And Fat Joe was like, hey, yo, don't you ever disrespect your dad like that. He was a good man. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was beating the shit out of his wife. That's not right. That's not honorable. I don't give a fuck. Like me and Keith's brother Desmond, we go way back. But we have a code. If I'm doing anything that's out of pocket, Desmond will say something, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But it never got to the point where, you know, we had to do that. But we hold each other accountable as men. That's real love. That's a real friendship. Don't look at your friend doing bad shit and be like, he was an honorable, good man. Fuck him. You don't beat the shit out of a woman, and when you die, you just absolved of what you did. You made somebody's life a nightmare. That's not right, bro. It ain't right. And when it comes to beating women, that's something I'm not with, because I feel like we're in a space where we should be protecting women. I don't want to come off like corny, but it's the truth. If you got a girl or your mom or your aunt or whatever, you walk those women outside to make sure they're safe. But for you to be knocking your wife upside the head, what kind of nigga are you? What kind of motherfucker are you doing that? That's not right. Not at all. So that's just the code. That's the code that I go by. But yeah, man, there's that. Let's go ahead and switch gears. Switching gears, the rapper Gunna. Recently, Gunna got into some shit, and he was on the stand, and he was snitching. People say, nah, he wasn't snitching. Well, I'm going to play some audio. Hopefully it's not chopped. You know, I wish we could we have to find a way to put the audio in the pod.
Yeah.
You know, but for now, I just want you guys to hear what's going on here. Okay? So let's play this.
Please state after each statement whether or not you agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
Please state.
That is high-level snitching. I don't care what anyone says. Basically, people will say well, he technically didn't snitch. Yes, he did. He said, do you agree that YSL is a record label and a gang that commits crimes? Yes.
Yes.
Do you admit that methamphetamine and guns and hydrocodone were in the car and they were not yours? Yes. That means it's fucking Jeffrey Williams, the young thug. You snitching. And I don't care about the whole snitching shit. I don't care. But I'm not from the streets. If you from the streets and you are involved in any illegal shit in any capacity and you get up there on a stand and you literally, and at the end, that shit was OD, where she said, YSL is a violent gang and it must stop. Do you agree? And they said, that was your statement, right? Yes, ma'am. I'm like, dude, that's fucking high level snitching.
Have you ever pushed P? Yes, ma'am.
That nigga pushing Plea.
Pushing Plea. That's the name of the pod.
That motherfucker, I'm pushing Plea. Pushing Plea.
Pushing Plea.
I gotta get off this RICO charge, baby. Pushing Plea. Pushing Plea. You plea bargain looking ass motherfucker. It's funny how these rappers will talk about this shit but get on the stand and say, I got nothing to do with it. Stop idolizing these motherfuckers. I love hip hop, but a lot of it is a bad message. You gotta learn you have to discern between what you're keeping and taking away. Right? I disregard it. I could listen to a Gunna song and be like, oh, this shit go in. But like you listen to it and be like, I get that 100 coding man in 79. I get the with the Percocets and every nine. I beat the charge and then it's like, this is fucking poison. It's poison. Like this whole I seen
You sound like Belle Biv DeVoe.
Oh God, it's all poison, 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 poison. Poison. Oh man, what was that? Was that the same song? I want it. Was that different?
Poison. That's
No, that's different.
I can't think of the song. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's late.
That is hard for me to find. Can't get it out of my head. Kiss her lover. That girl is poison.
Yeah.
Poison. 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 Poison.
Yeah.
That was some good music, man. 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these motherfuckers, man, don't like. It's annoying how it's wild how Juice WRLD died of an overdose, but he had a joint album with Juice WRLD called World on Drugs. World on drugs. Then he admitted like
You talking about Future?
Future, yeah.
Yeah.
He had an album called World on Drugs with Juice WRLD. But then he also admitted that he don't even be doing drugs like that at all. Mm-hmm. So he's making drugs sound sexy. Mm-hmm. That's fucked up.
You ain't no different than menthols.
Right? You ain't no different than big tobacco. Mm-hmm. You selling death and fucking. It's no different than NBA YoungBoy and fucking. What's that dude's name that just got out of prison? He's locked up for a while, but I guess he took a charge for his homie or something.
Bobby Shmurda.
Bobby Shmurda. Bro, he trash. I've been trying to look at his music. I'm like, none of this shit is good. Bow, bow. I'm a bow, 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 bow. It's just sound effects. Shit is terrible. I think we need to stop championing the wrong shit. Mm-hmm. The wrong shit. Mm-hmm. We do this every day in society. Mm-hmm. People be like, I got so fucked up last night, I was hella drunk. I mean, that's not a accomplishment. How about you shut the fuck up about that? You're not bettering yourself.
Yeah, people, sometimes people will come to me with like drunk stories and I'll be like,
I don't relate. I'm not alcoholic.
Cool. That's cool.
You know, and then people will trip on you and be like, why don't you drink, bro? Why don't you've questioned me because I don't drink poison?
Poison.
Poison. Poison.
Menthos.
You said what?
Said menthos.
Cigarettes. Yeah, man. But me, I have an occasional drink here and there. But people will be like really like, I can't believe you don't drink. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't, but I'm a truck driver. I've taken random drug tests, but a part of my drug test is blood alcohol. So let's say a Sunday night, I'm drinking beer, watching football, I'm fucked up. I go to work the next day, and they say, hey, man, we actually got a random drug test. Now, I don't do drugs, but when they test your blood alcohol, you could get suspended, brother. Mm-hmm. They'll be like, hey, well, you didn't pass your drug test because your blood alcohol too high. Mm-hmm. So this shit ain't no game, bro. I'll get, bro. If they tested me on the side of the road, did you know? Especially when you have a hazmat endorsement, the fucking CHP will put cuffs on you and take you to jail, homie.
You driving a bomb?
Yeah, this shit ain't no motherfucking gang.
Yeah,
yeah, man. Gang.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's not. I don't get it personally. I think that we all have our vices, but there's some that is just like it doesn't. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around.
Yeah,
why somebody would just put poison in their body.
Yeah, Gunna is free and people like he snitched. I don't like that whole snitching culture or whatever. The only time I'd have an issue with it is if you are involving yourself with crimes. First of all, you're a fucking moron if the police could arrest you in any capacity. You being rich should make you even more. It should make you even more, hidden. Mm-hmm. Being rich should make you even more untouchable. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now, if me and Keith got $30 million, we'd be doing the podcast, and you guys probably wouldn't even know that we had $30 million. Mm-hmm. You would just see Keith somewhere, with his regular shirt on, probably driving like a newer Jeep or some shit, and he's worth $30 million, and you don't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I wouldn't say that. I'm not going to say that. I would say that it wouldn't be much different, but in terms of like the look of it, I don't know. Because I be wanting some stuff sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, that car look nice.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I go over Keith's house. He randomly has like an orangutan.
Like,
yeah,
what the fuck? I might have a like tiger in my backyard.
This nigga got Jumanji in his house.
Yeah, and not tiger, not like a tiger, but like tiger. Like
what?
Rack City. He just gonna be in my backyard. Like,
oh no, you don't want him there. He's like, where the kids at, man? Where the young girls at, man? This ain't no party unless a 15-year-old is in here.
Chill out, bro.
I can't let Tiger off the hook for fucking a minor. I'm in love with a minor. She rockin', she rollin', she climbing that pole and damn. I used to crack a joke on one of the homies because he was like 19, mm-hmm. and this girl that he was like talking to was like 17, mm-hmm. and I was like, bro, you gonna talk to her? And I used to be like, I'm in love with a minor, got the body like a minor, Puerto Rican brown when I see you, girl. Oh man, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but there's that, man. Yeah, these rappers, man, they're full of fucking shit. And whenever they can say all this shit, and I've heard multiple rappers. And this is what I'll say too, and I don't want to be insensitive, but a lot of rappers that end up getting shot or whatever the case, I just feel like the energy that you're on, your maturity will only allow you in so many places. And when you are a low-dwelling person, you will end up somewhere you shouldn't be, around enemies, because that's all you know. And you end up getting shot, or your friend gets shot, or your family gets shot. Like, bro, me and Keith are like oblivious. We do things like, Keith is an entrepreneur. I'm a truck driver. We handle our business during the week. We meet up and do these podcasts. But Keith ain't never been like, man, these girls are stressing me out or this and that. He ain't never had that problem. You know what I'm saying? Just because we're intelligent or man enough to like not be involved in bullshit. You know, you can't completely avoid female drama, because it happens in doses. But with me, if a girl is like doing too much, I'll be like, hey, look here, you know, I think you're cool, but I don't know if we should talk or hang out anymore. I'm still very respectful. Some dudes got drama with girls. Yeah. They'll be like, man, I'm just trying to smash. Like, just leave my house. It's like, even if you're just fucking this girl, can you be a little more respectful? You know what I mean? You don't have to disrespect women. Yeah. They know what time it is. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, I'm just going on a tangent.
I think that, I don't know, I feel a few ways about this whole Gunna situation. I don't know. I don't listen to enough Gunna music to really know him as a person or a personality. So in terms, snitching is restricted to like street rappers or street level artists. And I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I'm just saying I don't know. I don't listen to his music like that. I do. I heard his last album, but it's not something that it's like heavy in my rotation. And then as far as like that, and even coining somebody as a snitch, it kind of insinuates like that I care about street culture. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like snitching or not, like, whatever. But as far as like an entertainment thing, like it's being like gossip, like, if I'm hitting a group chat, like, oh snap, like this is for sure. Like I'm very curious to see how this plays out, because
Gunna's done.
This is the thing, like, and it's funny because we gonna see if people keep the same energy, right? Because when Tekashi 6ix9ine told on the whole Treyway, everybody in New York, people was like, like calling him a rat, everybody from Nipsey to Snoop Dogg to pretty much anybody, making fun of him in terms of like him being a snitch and wanting to stay far away from that. But we gonna see what it look like when, more and more information come out about this case. And Young Thug actually, if he does go down for this whole RICO thing, are people going to have the same energy towards Gunna? Especially, there's a cultural thing, a cultural discrepancy in terms of Tekashi being Mexican and Gunna being black, and we're gonna see. I just want to see if people is going do the same diss records, throw lines at him in the songs like they did Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I'll say this: I think they're done, honestly. And I think a lot of these artists play around too much with dangerous narratives. There's a song with Meek Mill and I think Drake. It's called Rico. Remember that? So I'm gonna get hit with the Rico. Like to even say like Rico, you get caught with a Rico. Why would you even play with those narratives? Yeah. Like, you guys are artists. You're not street guys. And I think you got to leave that street shit alone. The thing about it that's annoying to me is like, I don't be feeling bad for them, bro, because if you are involved in any crimes in any capacity and you are a successful artist, you're a fucking moron. That's counterproductive to success. Going to jail is not going to help you. But yeah, I think Gunna's done. I think that especially as a black artist and a dude that made a lot of street references and whatnot, he's not going to be having as many collaborations on his albums. If he does, they're going to be collaborations from like, pop star artists, like big ones. Like, what's her face? It's like pop artists. Not like, oh my God. What's the one that did that song with the baby?
Dua Lipa.
It'll be
Dua Lipa.
Yeah, it'll be like artists like that he'll do. He'll probably be able to do a song with maybe French Montana. Probably not even him.
French. What about Jack Harlow?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know if Jack will do it or not. I don't know. But yeah, these artists got to cut this bullshit out, man. Just be a fucking artist.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I think. You know what I think? It's like excuse me. It's like comedians and cussing, right?
Right.
Like sometimes a cuss word is a joke. And I think sometimes, like, with artists, they think that they can't make good music without that type of content, without shooting somebody, without sipping lean, without, selling drugs and all that kind of stuff. So I think that I dream of a day when that's not the narrative in the music, where we're preaching a more positive message, It's just crazy that a guy like a guy like Jay-Z can come from the same spaces. A guy like Nas can come from those same spaces, but the point of view is completely different. If that makes sense. Like, Nas is not glorifying selling drugs. Like he preaching black empowerment. You know what I mean? He preaching like, I did this, but this is a new wave. I sold drugs, but now I'm investing into Bevel. I'm investing into, different
Afrotech.
Yeah, exactly. I'm investing in the startups and stuff like that. But.
Yep. All right, man. I don't know how much we got to say about this. Beat this one over the head. Let's wrap it up. Where we at, brother?
Pushin' Plea. It's 51 minutes.
Okay, let's wrap it up with this one. Meg Thee Stallion. Recently, switching gears. First of all, Meg Thee Stallion was caught in a lie. When she did an interview with Gayle King, she asked, was there ever a type of relationship, like a sexual relationship, and Meg denied it. And here's an article. Well, it looks like some of the details that were previously unknown about around noon. First of all, let's keep it a book. Somebody put keep it a book.
I don't know if I like that pun.
Yeah, that's keep it a book. You mean a buck? Megan Thee Stallion lied to all of us. This is not objective. I'm gonna get out of this what I can. She said in an interview with Gayle King that she did not sleep with Tory Lanez. Even then, we knew it was a lie. No, we didn't. However, we just figured that what she was going with. However, in a legal sense, you can't lie. So readily, the courts will eat you up and charge you with perjury if you lie on the stand. Anyway, Megan Thee Stallion admitted in court that she slept with Tory Lanez. What's crazy is somebody has horrible writing because they put was crazy instead of what's crazy. Wow, I got a fucked up article. Is the Meg and her ex BFF Kelsey Nicole also slept with Tory, the baby, and Ben Simmons also tossed it up. No respectability politics here, but you see where this is going. Okay. I'm going to ask you guys to discern between what you want to keep with this article. But what I do know is she did lie about the sexual relationship between her and Tory, and it also came out with Ben Simmons and the baby.
But that information never came out, though.
What do you mean?
In court, the only thing that was confirmed is that both of them slept with Tory Lanez. And then the baby on DJ Academic's podcast said that he slept with her.
Yeah, but it was mentioned the other day when I was listening to DJ Academics. The girl said Kelsey also mentioned that we were sleeping with Ben Simmons. And so her friend Kelsey admitted that.
Not in court, though. That might have been a rumor that was floating around, but they didn't say that in court. Because she said there was somebody else that we had a mutual relationship with, but she didn't say a name.
Okay. What I'll say is this. What I'll say is, Meg Thee Stallion was embarrassed for her boyfriend. And she had mentioned, this is embarrassing for my relationship and humiliating to my boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. And I hate to say this, but I kind of got to blame her boyfriend a little bit. And people would be like, man, what do you mean? He didn't do nothing wrong. I think as men, we have to be smarter about the women we deal with. And when we see things, we don't need to ignore them. When we see behaviors of women, we need to understand that those behaviors are attached to certain things. And I'll be honest, from my experience, most women that shaking their ass and twerking and their titties out and their ass out all the time, they're fucking. That's from my experience. They're fucking. Okay, that's not to shame women. That's just the truth. And it is a lot of. And here's what where I have kind of not a problem, but I have a question. There'll be women like, well, it doesn't matter who she slept with. She's just sexually empowered. Blah blah blah. Like you shouldn't be saying this or that, or you shouldn't be insecure. don't label men insecure because they have an issue with you sleeping with a bunch of guys. You have standards of men. So he's allowed to have standards in women. That's just kind of how it goes. Mm-hmm. Also, if you can't even be honest about the niggas you fucking, that says a lot about you. If you can't even be honest about fucking Tory Lanez, because you probably feel that would implicate you, personally, I would tell this dude to leave Meg Thee Stallion. Here's why. She put out there that she didn't sleep with dude, right? She publicly lied and probably privately lied, right? And now it comes out that she slept with him. It's hard to trust people once they basically lie to you, and now it's public. What else are they lying about? That's the thing. I don't care if it's woman, man, whatever. I think Meg is allowed to do whatever she wants, but I think as men, it's our fault when we kind of see something and then we wait for us to get our hearts completely broken before we're like, oh man, I'm embarrassed. You should have seen it, my brother, especially if you're in your 30s. You should have enough experience with women where you can see their behaviors or their tendencies. Mm-hmm. Like you know what type of people a person is. Mm-hmm. Not like you're pigeonholing them or you know everything about them. But like Meg Thee Stallion is the same woman that was on the couch with G-Eazy on social media, tongue kissing him, licking him all in the face, on the couch. And then when they said, so what's up with you and G-Eazy? She was like, oh no, he's just a friend. Friends don't lick each other in the mouth.
A friend blowing your back out.
And G-Eazy was fucking her. And I mean, that's fine. They're both consenting adults. But Meg be getting caught up in lies, bro. Mm-hmm. And it's just unnecessary lies. It's like, come on, man. Like, me personally, what I'm not going to say is she lying about getting shot or whatever. But I can't take a side. There's still evidence being brought. But I'm not that invested. But what's weird is her bodyguard went missing recently.
Yeah.
And he was
nowhere to be found.
He was supposed to be on the stand. Mm-hmm. But he just went missing. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking like, yo, this is weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I don't know. That's that you ever see like a movie where it might be like a mafia type movie and somebody that was supposed to take the stand get killed or something like that. Yep. And that's kind of what this kind of feels like. So for somebody to go missing that was a bodyguard, like, it's actually a person that works in cahoots with other celebrities and stuff like that. That just sounds pretty. That's a super random.
He said that Tory Lanez came to him and apologized for shooting Megan. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you gonna say that, you can't go on the stand and say it. You just end up missing.
Something going on.
Something going on, bro. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm not an expert on this, but this is fishy.
Yeah, this whole case is just like, it's so wild. And what I imagine is going to happen is Tory Lanez is going to get off because there's just not enough evidence to support that he did it outside of Meg Thee Stallion saying that he shot me. So I would imagine sometime next week or by our next podcast, it's probably going to be Tory Lanez as a free man. And and I think that with Meg Thee Stallion, I don't understand going on Gayle King only to lie.
Yeah.
When you know that there's going to be a case ensuing.
Yeah.
That just doesn't really make sense to me because, in 4 or 5 months or I don't know however many months later, you got to sit in front of a judge and a panel and a jury and, and lawyers and stuff like that. And they're going to get the truth out of you or you going to jail for lying. So I don't understand the whole the whole thing. I don't understand your friend getting up there and saying that she lied about everything prior to getting on the stand. Like, it's just a lot. It's a lot of it's just a messy case.
Yeah.
And like I said before, like, I don't take nothing from these situations. These are not learning situations. This is all entertainment. And this is all. And if anything, I would say, like, I don't know. I don't know if there's a lesson in there for like younger women or something like that. But I think the biggest thing before coming across any sort of like fame or notoriety is you really gotta know yourself. I think it's
Thank you. Great point.
I feel like I've been blessed to not be a celebrity at 20 years old, 21 years old. Like, just because I've lived so much life, I've learned so much prior to really, coming across money to where, like, when you get into these situations, I'm not in awe by none of these niggas. I'm not in awe by none of these women.
No.
This is just like, I'm here to create the best content,
Thank
to create
you.
the best art.
Yes.
And that's all it's about. But I think that a lot of these younger people, they're so impressionable. Like, even in the situation, like, everybody takes a bit of ownership in this situation. Like, Tory Lanez is not absolved. Even he may not have shot her, but Tory Lanez is not absolved from this situation because
he was in the
he was
situation
being
with him.
so messy. Like, one, you sleeping with the friend Kelsey first.
Yep.
Then you start knocking down her best friend, who was Meg Thee Stallion, and then you go to a party in which you were invited to the party by Meg. It's not even. They kept saying it wasn't a party. A little 6-8 person get together at somebody's house, at Kylie Jenner house.
Kylie Jenner.
You go there, and then you flirting with the Kylie Jenner. So you knocking down 2 women at the party, and then you flirting with the other girl at the party, and then, you know, however things play out, eventually y'all all end up in a car, and then you admit to the friend that you knocking down Meg Thee Stallion. It's just like it's just a messy situation, and it's something that, like, when Tory Lanez, I just feel like you too old to be like caught up in that type of situation.
Yeah, you're a messy motherfucker, and I think that's where you got to hold men accountable. The thing about it is you got to have enough, like, a moral code that, like, if you fucking one girl, you're not trying to fuck her friend too, and her cousin, and the people in the circle. Like, don't do that, because now you created an issue for yourself. And also, this is for women or younger women. You fucking all these dudes that don't value you at all. They about to fuck your best friend or somebody else, and these are the dudes that you giving the pussy up to. It's your body. You could do what you want. But trust me, if you knew how vile these men were, you wouldn't fuck them. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like, especially if I have a daughter, I want her to understand that. I want her to understand that, you know, this whole idea of sexual liberation. How is it First of all, they talk about sexual liberation like it's just an amazing thing for women. Now, this might be subjective. However, right? You act like men are suppressing your sexual appetite. We want you to give the pussy up. We want you to fuck us. We want you to do that. So you're not fighting against patriarchy by fucking all of us. You giving us what we want. So that's the thing, man. I think that Megan was messy as fuck, and so was Tory. And I think that all the men involved, even Megan's boyfriend, you got to be more responsible. You know, you have to be able to discern between if the woman that you're in a relationship with, if she has the tendency to be fucking a bunch of dudes.
No, I don't understand why he's embarrassed. He might be embarrassed only because it's like, this is the court case.
Right.
But he can't be embarrassed about the type of, like, the rumors going around.
Yeah.
Because, like, you kind of know. Like, if you just watch her Instagram, you see G-Eazy up, you know, on the thing kissing her.
Yeah, kissing her, licking her face.
You hearing these rumors. You hearing people saying her name in songs. You hearing all these things. Like, you go into the relationship knowing. That's probably why you like her. You know what I mean? But you probably just actually liked her enough to be her boyfriend or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, they talk about, like, I think we live in a time where women say they're getting slut shamed and this or that. It's like, I don't think you should go as far as slut shaming women. But at the same time, like, you being called a slut, like, you want to be a slut. That's not an empowering thing. Is that empowering, Keith?
Nah, you can't put no positive pin on slut.
Nah, it's like you're slut shaming. It's like, why do you want to be a slut? Like, it's like a man saying this is some player shit. And you think you being a player, but let me be clear. You know how many STDs out there? You got to learn how to, you could get some pussy, but you got to control your dick, because you're going to mess with one of these girls and give you an STD. You know, I know people that got burnt. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, and the thing about it is the woman that was burning, you wouldn't be able to tell. Like, they be pretty and shit, super fine, and they giving motherfuckers gonorrhea.
Yeah.
And then I had a homie tell me, like, man, I didn't know. I thought she was clean. I'm thinking,
how do you think somebody is clean?
That's just stupidity. That's men. That's a lack of accountability by men. You having condomless sex with a woman because she letting you do it, but you a moron for that. You digging a hole for yourself, man.
Yeah.
We have to be smarter as men. And mind you, do not let women put that insecure label on you. Because like if you know they got a past, you'll be like, yeah. And I don't mind a woman that has a little bit of a hoe phase. I don't. Because we all go through something a little bit. But there's a respectable hoe phase. Like a woman that when she was single, she might have fucked a few dudes, but she wasn't just giving her body to everybody. I think hoe phase make it worse when they fucking niggas you know. And it's like, God damn, you fucked him? Like, who am I dealing with as a, like, who is my girlfriend? Who is my wife? You fucked him? Like, who are you? This dude is probably, he might be retarded and you fucked him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I got to stop saying that word. That's not right.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes it worse. That's the whole industry thing is kind of interesting to me because it's a video of like Tory Lanez pressing. Remember he was pressing Travis Scott.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's a video. I don't know. There was like backstage at a concert or something like that, and he was trying to fight Travis Scott or something like that.
I just opened up Instagram. Just opened it up just to see what the algorithm would say. Like, just sometimes you open it and it's going off what you say. But Master P is showing off his new Munyatis. These ugly ass shoes 9 minutes ago. His son just said that he was addicted to social media and he just posted.
He's still posting that after they argue.
Respect OG, Masterpiece, Wells, everything. That's right. While they looking, give them something to see. You know what's sad? I noticed that people agree with everybody with the blue check mark. If they got a blue check mark, they could do something completely wrong. It could be a man that be like, fuck all these hoes, they all bitches. And then they'll be like, that's right, OG, tell them. And it's like, no. You calling women bitches and hoes, that's not okay. Right? But if somebody got a blue check mark, ain't nobody gonna question it. It's just sad, man. It's just it's following, just the blind following the blind. I never, ever want to get that way. Ever. Where I could just say some vile, stupid shit and everybody just agrees with me? Nah.
I think a lot of people are not. I don't know. I think, at least I could only speak for myself. I'm a person that like really is like into like learning and developing myself. Right. And then there's some people that are not really into learning and developing themselves. They're more so into like hearing themselves talk enough to where it sounds legit. Gary
Vaynerchuk.
Yeah. I can't speak to like what type of research he does, so I can't necessarily say, but I do know he speaks very definitively about, a lot of things.
I like Gary, but he has a problem listening.
Yeah, he's a terrible listener.
He'd be like, so how old are you? I'm 21, and basically, 21? You have so much fucking time? You have so much fucking time? Have you thought about garage sales? It's like, bro, let the person finish the thought. I love Gary, but he's a bad listener. Really bad. And every situation is not the same. He just give a one-size-meets-all fucking, information. But yeah, that's neither here nor there, man. What I will also say about this too, man, is this is just a clusterfuck. This whole case is just trash. I think that men and women need to conduct themselves just with a little more class. I think that men shouldn't be messy out there fucking a woman and her friend and lying and a gun is involved. Like, none of this shit should have happened. None of it. And then Meg kind of implicated herself. Not really, but she said, I got shot, but my back was turned. So she didn't see who did it.
Yeah.
That to me is like, God damn. Y'all bet you her lawyer was like, God damn it, Megan, will you shut the fuck up? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the truth, then it would have came out eventually. But I don't know. The truth of the matter is she had bullet fragments in her foot.
Right.
As far as who did it, that's really all the argument is about. And if they can't prove that Tory Lanez did it, then it looks like a waste of time.
Yeah.
Really.
What I would advise, I won't say advise women to do, but just women and men to think about is like Meg is supposed to be this like female empowerment figure. Like when she out there twerking, whatever, it's a lot of people that love Meg. But let me be very clear. This same empowerment and all of this shit that she's putting out there. She was fucking a nigga that was 5'3" that shot her. Stop following these horrible examples. Find a better woman to follow. She's a clown, the same way Tory is. And women is like, that's right, empowerment. No, she's stupid. She is an example of women that make fucked up choices, that choose terrible dudes, and it's sad that it's like even Cardi B is labeled like this female empowerment figure. But Offset done cheated on her like 5-6 times. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how we will put people up on a pedestal, but they're just fucked up.
I think that in a time like this, like ideally a person like Rhapsody, like her streams will go through the
Dope.
roof. I think that would be fire.
Yeah, Rhapsody's a dope female artist that actually is dope. But here's the problem. I hate to say this. But people like shock value. They like shocking things, twerking and drama and shit like that. And it's the same reason why the WNBA don't get no traction. You know what I'm saying? And people will say like, well, you know, if it was LeBron, they would have got her out earlier. Ladies, I'm sorry to say it, but you don't support the WNBA. Maybe if you went to the fucking games instead of watching all these hip hop wives and all this other drama that you love to watch, because more men are supporting the WNBA than women. So that's a problem. You guys are gonna have to step up when it comes to that. I can sit here and name players. Like I know that the Las Vegas Aces just won the championship. How many people really know that? It's a lot of men that don't watch it too, but it's more men that watch it.
Yeah, a lot of women don't watch it.
They don't watch the WNBA. Yeah. You know, Kelsey Plum is one of the best point guards in the league to me. Sabrina I know school, she's really good. I know the history of the WNBA. I could just start name Tina Thompson, Rebecca Lobo, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl's fucking Swoops. It goes on and on. Like there are so many historically great women that have played basketball, but them playing a sport, which is a positive thing, gets less traction than Meg Thee Stallion getting shot. Everybody want to know the scoop on this dumbass shit. She dating a dude 5'3" that's shooting at her. What the fuck?
The Aces should draft Meg Thee Stallion.
For what? She got a good shot.
She might be a nice shooting guard.
Yeah. Might be a nice shooting guard. All right. Well, we'll just roll with that joke. But yeah, man, I just think as women and men, we got to hold ourselves accountable for the things we follow, and we have to discern between what's bullshit and what's real. That, you know, like we just talked about Gunna, and it's a bunch of people doing Percocets and all this shit because, you know, Gunna and Future make it sound sexy. But when they get up on the stand, they're like, I didn't have YSL as a gang, and I have nothing to do with it. Now you are literally disowning everything that you rapped about because you don't want to go to jail. Just a bunch of horrible examples, especially in hip hop. We gotta that's not cool. But yeah, man, I don't know how much of this I can talk about. The case will speak for itself. The prediction that, you know, Keith had is kind of like they're gonna find out that she doesn't have enough evidence that she was shot by Tory.
Yeah, you got to prove to however, I don't know how many people on the jury, but you got to prove to however many people on the jury that without a reasonable doubt that this is what happened. And just from the stuff that's been leaking so far, and this case is probably going to be finished by the end of next week or sometime in the middle of next week. I would imagine Tory is going to walk out free, and it's not going to be like Tory didn't do it. It's going to be like there wasn't enough evidence.
It's a Bill Cosby situation.
Yeah, it's not enough evidence to support who actually did it, or O.J. Simpson. You know what I mean?
I think that as a man, if you remotely have your name tied to shooting a woman, you're a piece of shit.
That's what I'm saying with the situation. It's a lot of people like. The Trey Songz situations and a couple other people. It's like a lot of these people, they like to try to clear their names via social media, right?
Yeah.
And the common theme with all of these people is that they are in the situation.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Shouldn't even be there.
They're in the situation where they got to say like, oh, I didn't have sex with this woman or I didn't do this with this woman. But it's like y'all was at the same party. You know, y'all was probably texting back and forth. So, you know.
Even Bill Clinton. Nigga lied about getting head. He's like, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. Then, 2 moments later, indeed, I did have sexual relations with that woman.
I did have sexual relations with that woman, but the head was just okay.
I mean, that head was so fire. I told Monica, like, if you want to write a book about it, that's fine. That's sad, man.
She a verb now.
Huh?
She like a way to describe getting head. Like,
oh, give me that Lewinsky.
Any nigga that say that while getting head is weird.
You know, it'd be crazy. It'd be the top selling porn of all time if they had a video of Bill Clinton getting head. And it made it to like Pornhub or something. And it went viral. And it's just Monica Lewinsky just like,
It's probably some wild sex tapes out there that got like pulled via, just like the power of, higher up people.
That'd be crazy. That'd be like But if you got power, you can make it go away.
That's what I'm saying.
Like Kevin Hart probably has somebody trying to like record him. You see.
Didn't that happen? I thought didn't his friend record?
She recorded audio, I think.
Oh, it was just audio.
And then what I didn't like about Kevin Hart is Kevin Hart was like,
he blamed his circle, huh?
yeah, he was like, man, if I would have had my buddies there, it's like your friends don't control your dick, motherfucker. You're married.
That's the thing. Like, what people got. This is what I want in 2023. We got to start taking ownership of our decisions.
100%.
Because what we like to do as human beings, and this Meg Thee Stallion has done this, Kevin Hart has done this, a couple other people. They like to blame circumstances. They like to blame situations. They like to blame, people around them for the decisions that they made. Kevin Hart, he talking about, if he had his friends around him. Meg Thee Stallion is talking about trauma bonding and, I share my body with this person because we went through the same experience and stuff like that. Just say, even cheaters, people like, I cheated because of my ego and all this stuff.
You just wanted some pussy.
Yeah, it's
Shut the
just
fuck up.
like just like if people started living in that space,
Yeah.
I'd be like, dang, that's a real one.
Like I've heard Charlemagne say it. Like I got love for Charlemagne, but he says I was cheating because it came from a place of ego and I was insecure. It's like shut the fuck up.
Insecure?
You just wanted some
having
pussy.
Sex with all these women?
You just wanted some pussy, nigga. Like it's
okay.
okay.
The type of in my world, insecurity leads to not getting no pussy. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's a fact. That's a fact. That's true. Yeah, but we can talk about this till we're blue in the face. Hopefully, her bodyguard shows up. Because he's legit.
I just hope he's alive somewhere.
Right.
You know, because that just looks terrible.
No, I don't look good.
Yeah,
he's supposed to take the stand. This just looked bad for Meg. But yeah, but yeah, man, I got nothing else on this.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna get some rest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take the day off tomorrow at work because Eddie's not feeling good. Okay.
Man, work is overrated, bro.
Well, I mean, we gotta work to make money, man. But I want to thank everybody, man, that tunes into the pod, man, and I hope you have an enjoyable work week. You know what I'm saying? And I hope we have something to do with your Monday morning.
Yeah,
right?
And shout out to Lionel Messi in the Argentina soccer team. They won the World Cup.
Oh yeah, they did.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a huge deal.
I think he got like four. Yeah, something crazy.
Messi's a motherfucker.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah, but there's nothing else. We'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. If you made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
And we're out of here.
Peace.